Monsieur le Président, je suis Cédric Aoundou de Voice of Congo en République démocratique du Congo. Je tiens à exprimer ma sincère gratitude à l'Azerbaïdjan et au Baku Initiative Group pour avoir offert une plateforme internationale aux peuples et aux communautés dont les voix sont souvent marginalisées, déformées ou exclues de l'agenda médiatique mondial. Et la France s'est longtemps présentée comme un champion de la démocratie, des droits de l'homme et de la liberté d'expression. Pourtant, dans ces territoires d'outre-mer et dans de nombreuses régions encore marquées par son héritage colonial, les communautés locales continuent de rencontrer de sérieuses difficultés pour faire attendre leur réalité. Leurs revendications en faveur de la dignité, de l'identité culturelle, des droits politiques et de l'autodétermination sont souvent filtrés à travers des récits dominants, tandis que les voix indépendantes sont rejetées. De plus, ceux qui cherchent à soutenir ces communautés et à coopérer avec des initiatives telles que le Baku Initiative Group sont parfois injustement qualifiés de combats hybrides, simplement parce qu'ils remettent en question les récits coloniaux établis et portent à l'attention internationale les vérités dérangeantes. Voici ma question. Dans le monde d'aujourd'hui, le contrôle de l'information peut être aussi puissant que les contrôles politiques ou économiques. Selon vous, Monsieur le Président, comment les représentants de médias indépendants peuvent-ils remettre en question le récit coloniaux et néocoloniaux sans se limiter à y réagir, mais au contraire construire une voix internationale plus puissante et plus crédible pour le peuple dont le droit, l'histoire et les aspirations ont longtemps été déformés ou réduits au silence. Merci.
Thank you. You know, when we were adopted to the Council of Europe, I said I was the first head of Azerbaijan delegation and came to Strasbourg. And one of the first things our delegation heard from the leadership is that human rights cannot be an internal issue for any country. So we were good students and we learned that. And now when Baku Initiative Group raises the issue of colonial inequality or colonial rule, they've been accused, and not only they, but even Azerbaijani government is being accused for interfering into internal affairs of France. We are not, because issues of human rights are universal issues, and the Baku Initiative Group is NGO, maybe the first and the most efficient, which brings this issue to the global agenda. Because for many years, so-called overseas territories of France, which are de facto the colonies, were under suppression. Different illegal things were taking place there, including nuclear tests. How many nuclear tests were held in Polynesia? Maybe 100, or maybe 200, or maybe more. And so many people were affected by that. So many people lost their lives, lost their health. And when Baku Initiative Group raises this issue, unfortunately, is unfairly accused of some kind of hybrid war. This is absolutely unfair. I think the role of independent media is very important. You touched upon a very important issue. For many years, those very low voices which were heard about the problems in New Caledonia and Polynesia and many other, in Martin and other, they were suppressed by the consolidated attack task force. They were suppressed, they've been blackmailed. And even I was informed that some of the participants to the international events held by Baku Initiative Group were detained. They were detained, by the way, in Switzerland, and not only in France. Some of them were put to prison. And these people are talking about human rights, are trying to teach the world what is democracy. So, boomerang is a very efficient weapon. You have to take it into account. I mean, those who wanted to attack Azerbaijan underestimated us. But again, this issue is far beyond the activity of Baku Initiative Group. I think important role of media, exactly what you said, once again, thank you for that, is important. So media should find enough courage, I would say, to act against this colonialism. Because it's not about our relations with France. You know, our relations with France, yes, they were to a certain degree damaged by France's position on our sovereignty and the decision made in France, like recognition of so-called Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Even now they have a so-called embassy of non-existing Nagorno-Karabakh in France. But these are very small things. It's not about our relations with them. It's about the core issue of international behavior. You cannot in the 21st century have a colony which is situated 10,000 kilometers away from you, and people, they don't want you. People want to live their own life. There are much smaller countries, much smaller than New Caledonia or any other, which have statehood, which can have their voice in United Nations, which have their flag. Why should they don't have it? I think it's an important litmus test for countries, their attitude to this issue, and for civil society. And I think that if there are more groups like Baku Initiative Group in different parts of the world, they could create a kind of a coalition of these NGOs. And this coalition can be more vocal in addressing these issues to put an end to this suppression. It's not only New Caledonia, it's a number of, even in Europe. Look at Corsica, it's just in the center of Europe. People want to have their own lives, they want to protect their language, they want their identity to be respected. They don't want to occupy the territory of France. They just want to live on the land of their ancestors with dignity and without any external rule, external domination. You know, one of the reasons why we are very sensitive to these issues, because we lived as a colony. We've been colonized in the 19th century and lived as a colony. And then when Soviet Union was established, we were not independent. We were part of Soviet Union. Republic, yes, but without any right. So we have it in our historical memory, what it is to be colonized and what it is to be free. And if you look at Azerbaijan, for instance, during the times of colonization in 19th century, in 20th century, and today's Azerbaijan, it's day and night. They only took our resources. Billion tons, not barrels, billion tons of oil was extracted from Azerbaijan. And when Soviet Union collapsed, we found ourselves without natural gas and without electricity. And until now, we are cleaning all those polluted areas in the suburbs of Baku, spending billions to clean what those who extracted our wealth did to our nature. And in these 30 plus years, Azerbaijan, as already it was also said, became a middle power. And this is a benefit of independence. When Soviet Union collapsed, I remember many analysts in Russia were saying, oh, these republics, they will die. They will not be able to live without the center. But what happened? All of them live normal life. Some prosperous, some less, but all of them, none of them died. And this is advantage. So that's why we advocate for this, for independence. for New Caledonia, for Polynesia, for Martinique, for Saint Martin, to be free. And again, it has nothing to do with our relations with France. It is misinterpreted, and sometimes it is used against us. And I hope that my messages will be properly responded also and addressed in Paris, because we are now in the process of normalization. They criticize us, we criticize them. This is normal. It's not a kind of attack, it's a kind of a working relations between two sovereign nations, and each of them stand at the same level, and no one is higher than another, and no one can dictate another what to do. But to express your view, your concern, and to criticize, I think it's absolutely normal. I wish you success. Thank you very much.